Red Dreaded Entertainment, what is up, guys? It is your boy Akasan. I'm in the other lab right now. I'm actually at work. Things are wrapping up today. Otsukare-sama desu to everybody. Just me and a cute little assistant girl. She looks like 11 from Stranger Things. Anyways, she's not listening. Guys, I wanted to talk to you about the Spider-Man deal. Maybe this will probably be the last video unless something really changes. As far as we know, for the foreseeable future, on all audiences here, the MCU Spider-Man is no more. And you know what? I think I'm okay with it. At first, it was shocking, but I think I'm okay with it. And the reason I think about that is I think back to where we were years ago when, in one of the first reviews I made where people were shitting on me because of the fact that I said Spider-Man Homecoming was a good MCU movie, but a average, if maybe below par, Spider-Man movie. And I think about that because of the fact that I did like Homecoming rewatching it, but it took me a long time to like grow into this MCU Spider-Man. We got 5 movies out of this. Civil War is not here, but Infinity War, Civil War, Endgame, Homecoming, and Far From Home. And it wasn't really until Far From Home that I really was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm digging this Spider-Man. And that's because we finally got branches of him branching out into his own person. He wasn't in the shadow of Tony Stark. And all that took us for that nigga to die. But the reason I say that, here's the thing, and this is the thing that got me was, and I started thinking about this, is while the MCU prospers, and this goes on, please take a look at the previous video I made. It's an hour long, but there are some really good tidbits that I think a lot of you guys should check out about the future of Sony and the Spider-Verse. And, you know, and I'll say it again, Disney needs Spider-Man in the MCU a lot more than Sony needs the MCU in the Spider-Man world. And while the MCU has prospered, the Spider-Verse has been very empty, or at least the Spider-Man world has been a little weird, and I think we've actually suffered as Spider-Man fans. I think we actually have suffered from that. The core Spider-Man family, unit, bad guys, villains, while really cool in Homecoming, don't get me wrong, Homecoming, they've done a really good job of including those dudes in there. That world of Peter Parker has felt a little odd when Sony will continue to make movies regardless of the Spider-Verse. Venom is probably the best example. People liked it, but it was not a good movie. Let's make that clear. The fascination of Venom was great, but it was not a good movie. It was not well written. Tom Hardy will be the first person to tell you that it could have been a lot better, and it should have been a lot better. And I think I'm okay with MCU Spider-Man taking a step down, walking away for a minute, and let's just bring Tom Holland back home, or back into his world, and let's have him interact with Venom properly this time. Let's have him create a universe. Let's get Black Cat in there. Let's get Morbius working together here. What else is Sony trying to plan? And I know in the past, Sony has not been the greatest at doing the damn thing. I actually liked most of Amazing Spider-Man. I feel like Andrew Garfield was a victim of circumstances in terms of just bad timing, because I do feel if you look at Amazing Spider-Man without thinking about how Avengers was doing and the fact that the Marvel world was prospering, it's not as bad as it could have been. That's all I'll say about that. But I'm okay with where we are with the MCU Spider-Man, because while it was growing and it was doing good, and I was very excited about what they were doing, there was still a part of me, that old Spidey fan, that was still missing what a lot was missing from Peter Parker's world, and I always felt like it was going to take a long time to grow into that. And I was always for the idea of just having two different Spider-Man, one MCU shared and one Sony only, like a darker, older Spider-Man. I'd be so down with that. But from what I've been told, you can't have two properties like that because it would be too confusing, I guess. Only other thing I would recommend is like maybe we kind of have another older Spider-Man again with the Spider-Verse, something like that. And you know, we put MCU Spider-Man on the back burner and only include him in not solo movies, make it Spider-Verse thing. But in the future when the next Avengers comes around, let's Spider-Man only cameos in there. Let's not have this whole MCU faction going on anymore. You know, we have for Phase 4, we have a lot laid out for Doctor Strange. The what is that magnitude of the multiverse or something like that. The multiverse has been introduced, so there are different ways we can do different things where we can bring Sony can let Disney borrow Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage for the next Avengers movie. You know, shit, if Doctor Strange can do his little thing at the end of Endgame and teleport people in there from Earth, who's to say that by Avengers 5 he wouldn't be able to teleport people from different multiverses, you know what I'm saying? So let's bring Spider-Man back in for those Avenger team ups only. I don't know, guys. It's just that's my thought process on here. I don't really see this news as a sad thing. I'm not hating Sony for it. I'm not hating Marvel for it. I do have a little bit of resentment with Disney being a little greedy there, but whatever. It is what it is. Again, you can quote me on this. Disney and Marvel definitely need Spider-Man in the MCU a lot more than Sony needs the MCU as part of Sony, as part of their Spider-Man world or whatever. They were doing fairly fine way back when, right? And they've shown they can do a good story just by itself. With the right team, with the right people, it can be done. It can be done right. Get those whack-ass producers out the way, and maybe we'll start to really enjoy Spider-Man again. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe, share for more information, more commentary, straight from the heart, from the web to your screen. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves, and let's all hope for the best for our favorite wall crawler. We out. Peace.